So we started doing this stuff, right? This open-ended questioning and the humble inquiry, emotional bondage, all of the things. And we stayed after one of our calls, and you're like, hey man, there's this thing happening where our people are going to their supervisor or somebody for help, and that somebody is just asking open-ended questions. And the people that need help are like, well, this is freaking pointless because this fool ain't giving me no answers and I need answers. I'm paraphrasing, right? That wasn't your language. I'm like, oh yeah, like that happens all the time, but I never like said that. So this is what I did, similar, and why do I know is because I did it, right? When I learned about this open-ended questioning to coach people and help people kind of expand their critical thinking, I went all the way from being a solution shanking fool to just, how does that feel? What do you think about that, right? And I was coaching one guy, and he finally said, he's like, Jesse, cut the Jedi BS and tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. And I said, ooh. And then I started thinking, like, I've been doing this to everybody, just asking them questions. And I said, I bet you I'm losing some credibility, right? They're starting to think I'm a flake because I'm supposed to give answers. And so I went and asked a couple of my people, and they're like, yeah, it's irritating. Like, that's why we don't go to you anymore, because you just spin our wheels with the questions. So the takeaway was I went from extreme solutionizer to extreme obnoxiously asking open-ended questions without helping, right? Which one would you prefer? Neither. And so a lot of what we've been talking about is situationally, how do we apply the appropriate technique or adjust our technique so that we can be of service to others, and also with some degree of expediency, but also long-term impact, right? So that's where this idea of the coaching scale comes from. One, Ryan kind of initiated it. My coach, David Verbal, kind of slapped me across the face with it. He's like, Jess, this is what you're doing. And so here's some things to think about. And then we, been nerding out about it since then. So on one end, and I said it earlier, right? When people are in imminent danger, get them out of danger. Don't ask them open-ended questions. Just tell them what to do. Now, that's easy. Where it gets a little muddier, and what I think, or what I'm going to recommend that you consider, is wherever you slide or whatever tactic you're using on the coaching scale, it's got to be related to the level of competency the person has. I can't talk to you about trig or calculus if you don't know how to add and subtract, right? And you also got to multiply and divide, all these. So there's a progressive layers of knowledge or experience that people have to have before we can, like, that dictates the depth of the conversation or the way we interact. How do we frame their thinking about it so that they can say, I have this stuff, I could use this, instead of do it this way. Now, if they have low competency, if they don't know or have never done the thing, do it for them. Tell them how to do it, right? So instructing, telling, giving advice. Right? Joanna was like, she was holding back that advice. She wanted to give them the advice. Making suggestions, right? Again, dependent on where they are in terms of their competency with the thing. Have they done it before? So you can still start with the question. Hey, I need this help. Okay, how many times have you done this? Why would I ask that question? So I can gauge where they are in terms of competency. How many times have you done this? None. Okay, well, I got to be over here on this side. I've done it twice. How did it turn out? It was a disaster. Okay, I got to be here, right? I've done it 20 times. Okay, so what do you need help? I still don't get it. Like, maybe you're on the wrong damn task, right? That's a whole different thing. But the point is, figuring out where they are in terms of their knowledge base and experience in doing the thing is going to inform the tactic that we use to help them resolve their own issue. Because the goal of, like, the intended outcome through this questioning or shift in coaching is to help develop capabilities and independence in the people we're interacting with. How does this apply? How do you see practicing this with clients? Now, What do you do after you've educated them and they violate, right? They skip a step. Scold them, fire them, back charge, right? You could be progressing over here in this. All right, what do you remember of the damn training that we did? All right, that's a question. Or you can go fix it for them and they continue to do the thing. All right, think about a sales conversation. I know for me, when I'm in those conversations, I want to be here. Otherwise, I'm shoving something down their throat that it's not going to serve them. Right? I want to figure out how can I best serve them. I mean, hell, I've gotten deals for real, for real. I know in one situation, I was 3 times more expensive than one of my competitors, and they picked me. And I said, I mean, awesome, but why did you pick me? And it wasn't just my good looks. They specifically said, because you asked us questions and listened to what we wanted. The other guy was telling us what we needed to do. I'm like, oh, I need to do more of that on the next one. And so a lot of times the specific work or our key functions in the business kind of have us in this space or this space or this space because of the nature of our work. And so being aware of that is critically important, and being able to slide. Now, because I know some of y'all are doing it because you've confessed to me that you're doing this. At home, with family and significant others, being able to do all of that with significant others, with family, will change your relationships and will change your quality of life. In work, you know, maybe you spend a lot of time here, a lot of time there, and that's okay. But the idea here is that I wanted to kind of paint the picture for you, and actually Sean Moran's the one that put this slide deck together based on a conversation we had. Help someone solve their own problem, 2, solving problems for them, and those are just maybe a small list of things to think about, the tactics or measures and approaches to have those conversations and being able to meet them where they're at to help them get further down the line.